Good morning. It is January 2nd. I have a little face cropping up here. It is January 2nd. This is my last day of vacation before I have to go back to work. Why are you sniffing my shirt? So I thought I would pop in because my husband, I had asked, he was looking for some Christmas ideas, and I noticed that Knit Picks was having a sale, and I had always wanted to try a certain blend of their yarn, which was the Upcycle Alpaca blend. They had they had it in threes, and they had it kind of in fades and different combos, and you could buy like the three at the sale price, whatever. So I picked out colors that I liked, and I said to my husband, here's an idea. You can get me one of these. My husband got me every color I had put down, every like trio combo I put down. But when they arrived, they were in a box. So now I don't remember exactly what the combos were. So I'm going to have to go and hope that they still have the combos listed on the website. Now, I am pretty sure that I'm pretty sure that this was one. So it's kind of like goes from a bright blue to a mid blue to almost like a gray blue. I'm pretty sure that was one. Kind of also in the blue vein, but more navy-ish. And I think this was another combo. Then there was some browns. Then I think it was this group. Then here's where it gets a little dicey, is that there's 5 left, and I'm sure they came, there might have been a combo of 2, maybe one was a combo of 4, but the ones that are left are almost like so like close in color. So this is kind of more of a brown. So then these are the ones that are left, and I kind of think that there might have been some that were maybe in like 2 3s and then 2 4 combos. So maybe, but I basically just said one of these, and now I have like 4. And I was thinking of doing like fade shawl of some kind. Now I'm not quite sure what I'm doing. Good morning. It is Saturday, December, I don't even know. No, not even December. January 7th. We got our first snowfall, finally, of the winter. It's absolutely beautiful out there. It's fairly warm, so I don't know how long it's going to stick around for. But it is so nice out. There's some blue sky happening. And the doggo loves her snow, so I am going to take her out for a bit of a jaunt. But before I go, I'll show you my sock. I've turned the heel. This is the Fleece Artist National Park in the Quebec colorway. I forget the name of the Quebec park, and if it's in French, I would probably massacre it anyway. But I have turned the heel. It's kind of hard to see. I'm trying to do this one-handed. It's not going well. There we go. Okay, so there we go. I've turned the heel, started, I got the gusset shaped, and now it's just basically straight knitting down to the toe. So that's kind of been my, I don't want to have to concentrate on anything knitting, or if I'm watching something and I don't want to work on the sweater in case I mess it up or go too many rows because I'm striping. So, but the sweater is coming along very quickly. I'm almost done the first sleeve. I haven't put in the final stripe of the body, but I've got that on hold right now. I'm right about to start the last stripe, which becomes, I think, regular knitting for about 4 rows, and then you go into the split hem. Because what I want to do is make sure that I have it the length that I want it. So I want to get the sleeves done first and then try it on and then determine exactly where I want the length to end. I think doing 1 stripe at the number of rows that you're supposed to will bring me exactly where I want it. But this yarn has a bit more drape, so I just want to be sure that I'm not shooting past where I want it and then having it be like a little too long. So that is what I'm going to be working on this weekend. I think my goal is to finish it by the time I do the next episode, which will be next weekend. So I'm going to put some work on it today and tomorrow, and then probably a little through the week to finish off the hem. So I am on my second mini skein from 2021, and none of these are tied off so far, and this is the mess I'm dealing with trying to ball them up. There's a part of me that just wants to grab this and throw it in the garbage. Okay, so it's working out a little better now. I find if I can grab it in the right place, I can keep things from getting too tangled. So here's what I've done so far. Here's what I still have left to do. So if it keeps going like this, we should be okay, but those first couple of ones were really frustrating. So I finally finished winding up the 10 gram minis from the 2021 advent. And as I'm looking at them as a whole, I don't really know. I just don't really think that I want to put them in a shawl or a scarf. I tried to kind of group them together. There's some colors that are sort of a little in between. Like I think that's in the brown category, but I can't, that's sort of a bit of a hybrid. Maybe it's that one that's the hybrid. I don't have the best light here. Right? No, that's definitely brown. But that's, I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, is that more burgundy? Or no, I think that's brown. I don't know. Anyway, and it's not that I don't like the colors. There's some of the colors that just aren't really my jam, but that's kind of par for the course when you're doing an advent. Like this one here is definitely not my jam. But there's other ones like, well, obviously the grays. I like the blues. There's this one here that I absolutely love. It's like almost like a gray sage color. And I like kind of the ones that are like, that's a pretty one. So there's, but just like kind of on the whole put together in a shawl, I don't really know if it's my aesthetic. Although now that I'm looking at it through the camera, I'm kind of thinking, well, maybe. So maybe I will find an advent shawl pattern for 10 gram minis and put that in. Maybe I will do that. See, I'm changing my mind now. I don't know. Sweater I'm wearing today. This is the Coastal Crop Raglan, and it's by Tiff Nealon. And I knit this out of Hypothesis yarn, who's not dyeing yarn anymore, sadly. And the colorway I think was called Lyra. Look at the sun coming in. Good Lord. I had the window down for a few minutes and it got cold, so I put it back up. But that's what I'm wearing today. So, sweater of the day. We're very precariously balanced once again. I am outside of Starbucks. It is a super crappy rainy day, and we've got a rainfall warning, which I think is starting now. I mean, the warning they gave us earlier, but the rain is really starting to come down now. So I'm hoping to leave work a little early, just because I really don't want to drive in the rain when it's coming down this hard and in the dark. So, there's two things I hate driving in. Really heavy rain, because I'm super paranoid about hydroplaning. Look for my glasses. And black ice. I'm really tired today. This past week, with the sale of the company, kind of trying to get everything done, And then this weekend I wanted to podcast, but one day I really wasn't feeling well. And then the next day we had to go out, we had to run errands, and then we had to go out and buy a new couch. Because the one down in the living room, in the TV room, the springs on the side that my husband sits on are all sprung. They've sprung. The springs have sprung. So anyways, I thought I just want to get out of the office for a little while because it's been a crazy morning. It's one of those mornings where you just sort of hit the ground running. I got some writing done this morning. A little stressed about that. A little stressed about that because I pushed my deadline by 2 weeks. Because I've got some really major revisions to do. My windows are crazy fogging up on me. Make for a fun drive home. So I thought there's no way I can make the January 31st deadline. So I checked with my editor and they were like, fine. That works at their end too. So that's good. It's a good thing about being an indie author is you have a little more wiggle room in that respect. Provided the editor you've hired is good with it. Because it also kind of depends on their schedule. But anyway, so that's done, and I'm hoping that gives me enough time to figure out what my issue is, fix it, and write the rest of the book. Anyway, I did bring a sock, my sister's Christmas sock to knit on, which is currently propping up the phone. Let me see if, hang on. Of course, I didn't bring my, oh my God, it is really, really starting to rain. Can you hear that? I don't know how well that comes through. I'm trying to find a place to sort of set my phone. Okay, I think that will work. So I haven't got a whole lot done on it. I think I was maybe around here the last time I showed you. So I only got a little done, but I'm going to put about 20 minutes in on this and then I got to get back to work. So I will check in with you guys later. I am planning, actually, I have Wednesday off for my birthday. So if I'm just kicking around the house, I may take some time and do the podcast then. If not, I will do it next Saturday. So it should be out next weekend, which actually by the time you get this, it will already have been out. Because this usually comes at the end of the month. So whatever. Actually, they may come at the same time. I will check in with you guys later. Bye. Hello. We are getting a snowstorm. So I have to go shovel the back deck. My husband's in the driveway. Luckily, both our cars are in, what am I looking for? Are in the driveway. So it's not as much for him to shovel. And I'm going to do the back deck and then take the dog out of the snow because she's jonesing.
I'm gonna let the sun shine in today. I'm trying to make this darkness go away. I'll paint with colors and I'll sing until my lungs give out. I'm gonna let the sun shine in today. My windows open so that I can hear the sound of people talking and the wind blowing in the trees. Oh, I will open up my eyes so I can see the light. Oh, and I'll try to spread my wings so I can fly. Oh, and the darkness starts to fade. Feels like things are gonna go my way. I'm gonna let the sunshine in the day. I'm gonna let the past be filled with smoke. And I will try to fix what has been broken. And take this weight off my shoulders, 'cause I know yesterday ain't coming back. I'm gonna let the past stay in the cold. I will listen to the ocean, let its unsaid words be spoken, and I'll let my mind be carried by the waves.
Good morning. It is January. I have no idea. 21, I think. I was going to do a podcast this week and have it up this weekend, but I got some bad news about a friend that had passed away on my birthday. They didn't pass away on my birthday. I found out on my birthday. And that just kind of threw me for a bit of a loop, and I just was not in the mood to podcast. So I'm probably going to do the podcast. I may do it tomorrow, but it probably won't get up until next weekend. But I do have, somebody's making a lot of noise over there. I do have the January vlog, so I think I'm going to put that up first. But just to give you a little bit of an update on some of the things that I have been working on, is that we had a snowstorm yesterday, which I'll put a little film in there. It's very pretty out there now. It's sort of going between like completely blue sky and then it clouds over and then completely blue sky again. So it's very pretty. But so that's the first sock for my sister, the loose sock. So I am making a little progress on that. That's kind of my go-to for car knitting because I want to get those done and out of there. And that's in my own yarn, the Hard Candy Christmas colorway. The other thing I'm working on is I started the second socks. I finished my first sock and I've started the second one. So I've mentioned before, anytime I finish a sock, I cast on the second sock right away to kind of keep me from getting second sock syndrome. So I'm just got a bit of the cuff done on that one. So that's in my fringe supply. I think it's called the bento bag. That's what I want. I feel like that. I feel like that's what I want to call it. And then this one is in one of my loop bags, which I yanked. I didn't realize I had a hold of like the wrong thing when I was pulling it, and I literally did like a big quick step. I don't know why. I'm just angry. I don't know. And I pulled it right out. So I think I can get it back in, but I think it's going to require a little fiddling, maybe with a needle to kind of like push it back up there. The other thing I did was I did find from Mermaid's Pearl, it's the 2021 Advent mini scarf. This is meant for, I think, 20 gram minis, but you only use, I think it was 13 of them. So I should be fine using the 24 of the 10 gram minis. And I think the length is pretty adjustable anyway. But this is, the colors are because my printer is dying, not because, but it's just basically, I'm trying to think what let me see if, I don't know if you can tell very much, but it's basically just you start casting on the number of stitches they ask for, and then you sort of like decrease on one end, increase on the other end, so that it sort of looks like, I want to say a wedge. Is that the word? So I started that, and that's just one that I kind of will pick up in the evenings when I don't want to think. So there's like kind of one end, and there's the other, so you can kind of see how the wedge is happening. So I started with this color, which I really liked, and then I did this one next because this is probably, of all the colors, the one I really like. I don't like this colorway really at all, so I was like, just put it in there now and get it done. And then this is kind of like a lightly speckled one. So I think what I might try to do is go sort of dark, medium, light as much as I can and do it that way. Takes almost the entire ball. Like I may have about this much yarn left of the ball, not enough to kind of go back fully in one direction, but enough that I feel like I've used up the entire skein. So the other thing is, and this is getting finished this weekend, which is another reason I was almost thinking I might wait until next weekend to do the podcast. I'm literally on the cuff. Like I have this much more to knit and then I am done the sweater. But I have to soak and block it. So I want to finish that this morning, soak and block it, and hopefully have it ready to wear for the podcast. I don't know if it'll be dry in time. This is the Super Simple Summer Sweater that I'm knitting out of Illimani Baby Llama in the charcoal and the dark gray. So what I did, I decided not to do the split hem. I started to, and then I realized how fiddly it is doing a purling when you're doing the twisted rib. I was having a really hard time. I actually had to back things out like about 4 times because I was just constantly screwing up when I was supposed to knit into the back stitch for the thing. So I thought, you know what? I'm not going to do a split hem, and I'm actually glad that I didn't, and I love how it looks. So I'll kind of go into that in more detail on the podcast, but I think I've only used, I still have 2 full skeins left. So I've only used 2 skeins of each color on this. So I'm going to finish that this morning and then soak and block it. Weave in my ends and all that good thing. I literally have, I'm on 15, I'm doing 22 rows, so I literally have 7 rounds of the cuff left to go. So that's next. And I think that's pretty much everything I have been working on. So I may film, okay, the sky right now is like super dark gray over there and it's nice and blue here. That's what it's been doing all day. And then I think Monday we have a rain warning, so I don't think this is going to stick around for too long. Anyway, I am going to probably cap the January vlog off now so that I can get that up this weekend, and then I will get the podcast up the weekend after that. So I will see you guys in a week. And I will have a finished sweater, and I may have a new sweater cast on. I have to decide which one I'm doing next, and I don't know yet. So I'll have to dig around and look at my list and decide which one's grabbing me. So I will see you guys in a week. Bye.